how to calculate solar battery for 6 to 12 hours. So in this video, we are going to look into how to calculate your solar batteries. So you have to know that how long your solar system will last for you, it depends on your battery backup or your battery bank. So it's important for you to understand this video. It's better for you to understand what I'm going to say in this video. So watch this video to the very end. There is something I will say that is going to help you now and even in the future time. So that when something's happening even to your system, you should be able to know or discover that this is why this particular thing is happening. I've said in most of my videos that solar is not by guessing or by assumption. It's by proper sizing calculations. Now we're going to look on how to calculate solar battery for 6 to 12 hours. Remember, energy is being used per time, per seconds. And when we talk about time, we have seconds, we have minutes, we have hours, and the rest. But here, we are going to measure on 6 to 12 hours. So when we do for 6 and 12 hours, maybe your own, you can decide to do your own using 5 hours, 7 hours, or even 10 hours. So to follow this example and how we do it to get our answer, and you can also do yours to know that, okay, for so amount of load, you're running it for 6 hours, this is the kind of battery back or battery I am expecting to buy. So watch this video to the end and you will see how to get the size of solar battery that can last you for 6 to 10 hours. Let's say for 6 and 10 hours. You can do for different hours, but we're going to just do for 6 and 12 hours in this video. So one thing that you should look about before you begin to think of calculating for your battery bank is to make sure that in this system, you can see that we have the power consumption, we have the watt, we have the load, total load, our peak load that we want to run on the system. So first of all, you have to know how to size, how to calculate your electrical load for solar system. So I've done a video on how to calculate electrical loads for solar system or different solar system wattage and everything, different solar system, how to calculate your power rating, your inverter size and everything. But now we're dealing on the battery. So when you calculate your load in the house, the appliances, the power rating of all the appliances in your house or in a business place, in your office, wherever you want to use the solar system. So you have to know that you will come to a point of actualization to see that, okay, let's start from a low figure. Let's say you want to run 400 watts of load, because you have to determine the size of load you want to run for that particular number of hours. It's very important. Now, when you have 400 watts of load, the next question is how long will this load stay? It depends. Maybe your business place, it depends maybe the time of operation. You resume from 8 in the morning till 6 in the evening. How many hours is it? Is it 8? Is it 9? Is it 10? Is it 12? So these are the numbers we put there. Then in your house, maybe you just need to start saying that when you come back from work, you need it to power these things. There to be light in the house. Your family can be watching television, and you can also be charging your phone, charging your laptop, and working on your system till around 12 midnight on 1 or thereabout. Then everybody will sleep off. So this is what is important that you know, because after getting your panel right, your inverter right, if you do not get your battery bank right, the solar will keep tripping off and it will not last. So battery is very, very important, because that is the system that is responsible to handle your load for as long as you want, how many hours you want it. It depends solely on the battery. So we have the battery of different size and different capacity. Then I've also do a video about it. You can also watch it after watching this video to the end. Then after determining your load, we have to look after another thing. The second thing is you determine number of hours, which is what? Time. All right, so now I have what? 400 watts. Then my time, if I'm using, let's say use 6 hours, right? So it's very important. You multiply the number of load times the number of hours. I'm giving a quick and a direct way to get the battery bank. Then it will now be 400 times 6, which will be equal to 2,400. Then when I get this now, it will be in watt hour. Hello, when you calculate, you are having a formula for calculating for energy. You now say energy is equals to P times C, right? So this is the formula to calculate for energy. Power times what? Time. So when you get this formula to calculate for your energy, energy means that is the battery, because battery stores energy. Using this formula, then we multiply. This is our power. This is our power. 400 watts is our power. Then this is it. Multiply it times the time, which is 6. It give you 400 watt hour. If you multiply it, it will give you 2,400 watt hour. Because energy, you get it at the end. The measure in joules. Again, measure in joules. Measure is also in amps hour and in kilowatt hour. So when these things, we have them in place, we'll say that 2,400 watt hour is equal to as what? 2.4 kilowatt hour. Now, we are doing for 6 hours. We'll come and do for what? This one is what? This is what? This is hour. So this is our answer, watt hour. So we are doing for 6 hours and we'll do for 12 hours when we are done doing 6 hours. Then this is what 6 hours will give us. So remember, in our battery system, there's something we call DOD, which is depth of discharge, and SOC, state of charge. But what concerns us now is our DOD, which is depth of discharge. All right, so let's do for 12 hours. We have done for 6 hours, and we got 2.4 kilowatt hour. Now let's do for 12 hours, which is 400 watts times 12 hours. So let's do it. It gives us 4,800 watt hour, which is equal to 4.8 kilowatt hour. Right? So this is what it gives us. Why for 6 hours give us 2,600. Why what for 6 hours it gives us 2,400 watt hour. So now we have gotten for 12 hours, 6 hours. Okay, after calculating this, you have to understand the battery part of it. What is that type of battery that I can use to power this load? What is the capacity of battery that can give me this value? So that is what we are going to look into now. So remember, for 6 hours, we have calculated our what? Our energy, which is the battery. We are going to battery capacity. For 6 hours, it gives us 400 watt hour, which is equal to 2.4 kilowatt hour. Then for 12 hours, it gives us 4,800 watt hour, which is equal to which is equal to 4.8 kilowatt hour. Now, let's look into our battery. For the batteries you are seeing, there's a capacity of that battery. That battery has capacity. Let's check it out and see the capacity of each battery. But before then, you have to know that we have basically 2 classifications of battery. According to, we have them in, we have other many types of battery, but let's just focus on these 2, which is under lead acid battery and lithium battery. Under lead acid battery, we have the gel battery, we have the AGM, we have the wet cell, we have the dry cell, we have the tubular battery. Generally, know that this is wet cell, lead acid battery, which is the tubular battery. Under lithium battery, we have the lithium ion and the lithium light phosphate battery. So we have 2 types of lithium battery. So now we are going to look into which one is going to fit into the system. Either the lead acid battery or the lithium battery can fit into this system. But now let's start with the let's start with the small battery first. Then we'll go to a bigger one. I will go to lithium battery. So remember, before we go there, remember lead acid battery are 50% DOD, which is the usable capacity, usable energy is 50%. Lithium battery is as from 80%, 85, 95, 95%, or even 90%, depending on the brand and the company. So these are the things that you look into. lithium battery lasts longer. They are lighter, but they are expensive. Lead acid battery are more heavier. Then they have 50%, which is you are able to use only the half of the battery as recommended, and they are also cheaper. So these are the things you look into. So now let's start with the small battery under lead acid battery. We have it 12 volts, 100 amps hour. So you can see example of the battery on the screen. You can see it on the screen, and you see this battery I'm talking about, because maybe you have seen before, but you might not know what I'm talking about. So this picture here is an example of that battery. This battery, and the real capacity, total energy inside the battery. To get the total capacity of this battery is to multiply 12 times 100. It will give you 1,200 watt hour, which is not even is half of this. So I'm trying to let us know the total capacity of each of the battery, right? We have not even come to where this is half of it, and this battery is dry cell battery, which is the gel battery under lead acid battery, and it's not even up to half of this one. And this battery is still under 50% depth of discharge. So now let's go up higher. Let's use the generally known tubular battery that is everywhere, that people know and it's common. You can see it on the screen also. Let's say it's 12 volts and it's 220 amps hour. So if you multiply this, it will give you 2,640 watt hour, which is a little bit above this, right? So when you get this battery, if you want to divide it, if you want to get the kilowatt hour, you divide by 1,000. Then this is 2.46 kilowatt hour, and it's a little bit higher than this one, which is for 6 hours. Then mind you, in this system, and this battery is under lead acid battery, which is 50% DOD. So if we decide to even use 60% on this battery, we'll be having below 2 kilowatt hour. So now I want to say something very important. Using for 6 hours and getting this, 12 hours and get this. If you are that type that you cannot afford more than one battery, then you can also get that one tubular battery and use it on 6 hours. But by then, you will not be prioritizing your load. If you are not using anything, you off it so that the system can stay up to 6 hours. But if you want to get the exact 6 hours, you cannot get it from one lead acid battery unless you go for a lithium battery of this capacity. You can go for lithium battery of 3 kilowatt hour. The lithium battery comes and still rated on volts and amps hour, right? So you can go for, if you calculate the total, you can go for a system that wants power for 6 hours using 400 watt load. You can get a battery either being a lead acid battery or lithium for 3 kilowatt hour. But the problem is you might not get this 3 kilowatt hour from lead acid battery. You will get it more easily on lithium batteries, unless you want to get maybe a smaller size of lead acid battery and stack it up and calculate it, connect it to give you up to 3 kilowatt hour. Then you cannot go for this, because this lithium battery are already rated in kilowatt hour, but we have them in still volts and amps. But most times when you go to the market, what they used to rate them is the kilowatt hour. Then when you go further to see their breakdown, you will not see their voltage, their current, because every battery must design with voltage. It must have current, especially the voltage part, because our inverter needs that voltage to work. So it's very important. And if you are going for 12 hours, you can get a battery of this size, or get a battery of, you have to get a battery higher than as from 5 kilowatts and above. The reason why it's 5 kilowatts and it's closer, because lithium battery can allow depth of discharge up to 80% to 95%. But if you want to get the best out of it, you can get a battery that is like 6 kilowatt hour, a little bit higher than your battery capacity that will going to last on that load. So this is how to size your or calculate your solar battery. Number one, I have to discover, determine the appliances what to use, calculate their power ratings from their nameplate or data sheet. Then number two, you think of how many hours. You can do your own for 4 hours, can do for 3, for 5, for 7, for 10, 12, even 24 hours. If you want the system to be on all the time, round the clock, 24 hours, you can do for it and know what you're expecting. But if somebody tell you that, okay, you said 24 hours, your solar system battery will need 100 kilowatt hour, you should not be surprised. And the person tell you not, because that is your consumption and then hours that you will need to run it, because this system will keep drawing energy from your battery. If there is sun, your panel will be charging and will be taking and will still be refilling. But immediately once sun goes out, this system, this load will be depending solely on the battery, and it keeps drawing power from the system, from the battery. So this is how to calculate it. Number one, appliances. Number two, discover the hours there. Number three, calculate it and know the best battery you will go for. So I believe as you watch this video, you understand it clearly. But in case you don't understand, drop your question on the comment section, and make sure you do well to reach out to us for installation, do well to reach out to us for training and further inquiries. Consultation, we are also available. Then you reach out to us, you want to consult us for a system, can design for you. When you consult us, design for you, tell you the best system that will handle those load for the number of hours and how best is going to serve you. Even if you need to buy any materials regarding solar, electrical, or CCTV camera, we are always there to give it to you, to wave it down to wherever you are, and you get it from there. So feel free to subscribe to this channel if you like what I'm doing. If you like this video, I'm making so that I can make more. Share it to others to watch it, and make sure you like it and also comment. And see you in the next video. God bless you.